I left the United States with $440 in my pocket and a one-way ticket I put on a credit card that was already close to maxed out. Everybody will tell you that you need a nest egg to do a thing like this, and that is the part nobody has ever checked, because the money was never what was standing in my way. So what is the number you actually need, and why is it so much smaller than anyone ever told you? It was raining when I landed in Chiang Mai. Not a storm, just that warm gray rain that falls in October and does not seem to be in any hurry about it. I had one bag, I had a phone with no service on it, and I had $440, which the machine in the arrivals hall turned into 15,400 baht minus 220 baht for the privilege of asking. I stood there holding that stack of purple and brown bills, and I felt rich for about 9 minutes. My name is Ray Bennett. I am from Mesa, Arizona. I was 34 years old. I had just come off a bad year, and I did not have a plan. I have now been in Thailand for 9 years, and I have not spent a single night back in the United States. Here is what I did in that first month, including the part where I nearly had to call my sister and ask for a plane ticket home. And then I am going to give you the real numbers. Not the numbers from a video where a fellow in sunglasses tells you he lives like a king on nothing. The actual line items, what rent costs, what food costs, what the visa costs, and what it costs when you get it wrong. And I am going to tell you the thing that should bother you a little, which is that the money you think you need to leave is not the number that matters, and the number that does matter is one you can figure out tonight on the back of an envelope. Stay with me. By the end of this, you will know exactly what your own number is. Quick word before I go further. The things I learned out here the hard way, there is more of it than fits in any one video. I gathered the whole of it into a book you can buy in our pinned comment below. The book is the long version. If you want it, it is there. I will not mention it again. So, the taxi from the airport cost me 200 baht. I went to a guest house a man on a forum had recommended. 600 baht a night. Clean tile floor, air conditioning, a kind woman at the desk who brought me a cold bottle of water without me asking. I paid for 3 nights up front, and I remember thinking, that is not bad at all. 600 baht a night is 18,000 baht a month. That is a little over $500 for a room about the size of a parking space. I did not do that math, not for 11 days. And while I was sitting in that room, feeling like I had gotten away with something, my old life was still running back in Arizona, with nobody in it. The phone plan I did not cancel, $58. The storage unit, holding a couch, 4 boxes of books, a bicycle with a flat tire, and my father's tool chest, $89. Insurance on a car parked in my sister's driveway, $140. A gym membership I had not used since March, $34. 2 streaming services, $26. And a mattress I was still making payments on, $61 a month, for a mattress I was no longer sleeping on the other side of the world. Added up, $408 a month, leaving my account for a life I was not living anymore. On day 19, I checked my balance at a bank machine on the Niman Road, and it said $90 and change. I want you to sit with that. I had crossed an ocean to start over, and I had spent 19 days paying for the thing I had left. So how does a man with $90 in his account end up 9 years in the same town, with money in the bank and no plans to come back? It came down to one number, and it is a number I had never once written down in my whole adult life. Here is what almost everybody gets wrong, and if you get this wrong, nothing else in this video will help you. People think leaving is about the pile. How much do I need saved? 10,000, 20, 50. They set a number, they never hit it, and they stay. Or they hit it, they leave, and they are back inside a year with nothing, telling everybody it was too hard. It was never about the pile, it is about your burn. Your burn is what leaves your account every month, whether you get out of bed or not. Rent, insurance, payments, subscriptions. The pile only matters as a way of buying months, and how many months it buys depends entirely on the burn. That is the whole thing. That is the counterintuitive part. I did not get rich out here. I got cheap to run. In Mesa, my burn was about $2,400 a month before I bought a single cup of coffee. My burn in Chiang Mai today, 9 years in, living better than I lived in Arizona, is around $880. Same man, same habits, same appetite, 1/3 the cost of existing. And that changes what your work has to do. In Arizona, I needed a full-time job to stand still. Out here, 20 hours a week of work covers everything and puts money aside on top. I did not solve the money problem by earning more. I solved it by needing less. And needing less is something you can do in about 2 weeks with a phone and a list. Now, the second thing people get wrong, and this one cost me most of my $440, this country has two prices. Not the tourist price and the local price, though that is real enough, and you will meet it. I mean the price for the man passing through and the price for the man staying. That guest house room was 600 baht a night. That same room, taken by the month, was 5,500 baht. Not 500 a night, 5,500 for the whole month, which works out to about 180 baht a night. The tourist pays 3 times what the resident pays for the exact same bed, the exact same fan, the exact same woman at the desk. And it is like that for everything. Motorbike rental is 300 baht a day or 3,000 baht a month. Laundry is 100 baht a load at the shop on the tourist street, and 40 baht a kilo at the shop 2 streets back. Food is 250 baht at the place with the English menu and the photographs, and 50 baht at the place with the plastic stools where nobody speaks to you at all. So people arrive, they spend 3 weeks paying passing through prices, they watch their money vanish at a rate that scares them, and they conclude that Thailand is expensive, and they go home. Thailand is not expensive. Being a tourist is expensive. The day you stop being one, the price of your whole life falls through the floor. So here is exactly how I would do it now, in order, if I were standing where you are standing tonight. The first step happens before you buy a ticket, and I call it cutting the tail. Sit down with your bank statement, the actual statement, not what you think you spend, and write down every single charge that repeats, every one. Then kill them. The gym, the streaming, the phone plan, the insurance on a car you should sell, the app you forgot about. The storage unit is the one that gets people, so hear me on it. Nobody has ever gone back for the storage unit. I paid $89 a month for 2 years to keep a couch I would not take back if you delivered it free. Sell it all in one Saturday. My father's tools went to my nephew, and the rest went for about $1,900. And that money bought me 4 more months out here. Here is the trick inside that step, and it is worth the rewind. Do not cancel your phone number. Port it out to one of the cheap carriers for a few dollars a month, or park it on a free voice service, because your bank will want to text that number for the next 20 years, and getting a new one from overseas is a genuine misery. And before you fly, open one checking account that refunds foreign ATM fees. Charles Schwab is the one most of us out here use. That 220 baht the machine took from me on day 1, it takes it every single time, and it hands it back to you at the end of the month if you have the right account. Over 9 years, that is a lot of dinners. The second step is landing in one place and then holding still. Everybody wants to see the islands and the temples and the north all in the first month, and it will bankrupt you. Pick one city, book 7 nights, no more, and spend those 7 nights walking neighborhoods and looking at rooms by the month. In Chiang Mai, a clean studio with a fan and hot water runs 5,000 to 7,000 baht a month right now. A condo with air conditioning, a lift, and a pool downstairs runs 9,000 to 12,000. In Bangkok, add half again. On the islands, double it. Expect to put down 2 months of deposit and 1 month up front, so budget for that. And here is the trick. The one thing I want you to check before you sign anything. Ask what the building charges per unit of electricity. The government rate is around 4 baht a unit. Plenty of buildings quietly bill their foreigners 7 or 8. With air conditioning running in April, that difference is 2,000 baht a month, every month, and it is written nowhere on the listing. Ask out loud, and watch the face of the person answering. The third step is the one that makes the whole thing feel possible, and I call it the 500 baht day. 500 baht is about $14. That is my daily spend, and it has barely moved in 9 years. Breakfast and coffee, 80 baht. Lunch, a plate of rice and pork and a fried egg from the stall by the canal, 60 baht. Dinner, another 60, maybe 120 if I sit down somewhere with a fan and a menu. Petrol for the motorbike, 40 baht, and that fills the tank. Laundry, 50. Water, 10. That is your day, and you have not cooked a thing or washed a dish. 15,000 baht a month, all in, on top of rent. The trick here is simple, and people fight it for months. Eat where the plastic stools are. The food is better, it is cooked in front of you, and it costs a quarter of what the place with the laminated English menu charges for a worse version of the same dish. The fourth step is the boring one, and it is the one that sends people home. Get legal before you get comfortable. As an American, you get 60 days on arrival, and you can extend that another 30 days at the immigration office for 1,900 baht. That is 90 days without doing anything clever. There is also a longer visa now, the Destination Thailand visa. 10,000 baht, good for 5 years, and it lets you stay 180 days at a time, with one extension of another 180. But it wants to see money in a bank account, around 500,000 baht. And if you are landing with $440 like I did, that door is closed for a while. That is the honest answer, and I would rather give you the honest one. So you run the 90 days, you build your income, and you sort the longer visa when you can show the money. And here is the trick at the immigration office, which is the single most useful thing in this whole video. Get there at 7:30 in the morning, before it opens. Bring photocopies of your passport photo page, your entry stamp, and your departure card. And bring the form your landlord is supposed to file that says a foreigner is living at that address. They call it the TM30. It is your landlord's job, most of them forget, and it is the piece of paper that gets people sent away at the counter after 4 hours of waiting. Ask your landlord for it the day you move in, not the week you need it. The fifth step is getting paid in dollars while you live in baht, and that is the whole engine. Remote work, freelance, anything that bills in a strong currency. Move the money with a service like Wise rather than a wire, and move it in big pieces. Because the machines here charge that flat 220 baht no matter what you take. Take 20 or 30,000 baht at a time, not two. And put $100 a month into basic accident cover. A scooter is how foreigners get hurt here, every single time. And the emergency room does not care about your plans. Wear the helmet. Rent the bike for 3,000 a month for your first year, instead of buying one. You will not know what you want until you have lived here a while. Now let me zoom out, because the money part of this is the easy part, and I do not want to lie to you about the rest. My burn is $880 a month. I work about 20 hours a week. I walk more than I ever did in Arizona. I eat food that was alive that morning. I have not owned a car in 9 years, and I have not once lain awake doing arithmetic about a bill. My blood pressure came down 40 points, and I did not do anything about it on purpose. That is real, and it is worth more than the money. But here is the part you need to hear before you go booking anything. In 9 years, I have watched a great many people arrive, and I have watched most of them leave. And I can count on one hand the ones who left because they ran out of money. The money question answers itself in about 6 weeks. Almost nobody goes home broke. They go home lonely. That is the thing nobody puts in the videos. You land in a place where you do not speak the language. Everyone you meet is leaving in 11 days. And by month 4, you are eating dinner alone, at the same stall, at the same hour, and you cannot remember the last time somebody said your name. Some fellows handle that with beer. Those are the ones you see at 11 in the morning on the tourist street with a bad sunburn, and they have been 3 years into a 6-month trip. So build a week that has people in it, on purpose, in your first month, before you need it. A gym with a class you show up to. A Thai language school, 3,000 baht a month, twice a week. Which is also the cheapest way to make friends who are not leaving on Sunday. One place you go every Saturday, until the person behind the counter knows what you order. Do that, and this life will hold. Skip it, and no visa and no budget in the world will keep you here. Here is what I want you to do tonight, and it costs nothing. Get your bank statement up on your phone, take a piece of paper, and write down every charge that repeats every month. All of them. Add it up. That number is not a budget. That number is what your old life costs you to keep running. And the day you understand that it is also the price of your freedom, everything changes. Then put that number in the comments below. Just the number. I read them and I answer them. And I promise you, the people reading them will be shocked at how many of us were paying $400 a month to store a couch. Next time, I'm going to walk you through that 5-year visa line by line, including the one letter that costs nothing, takes 10 minutes to write, and gets left out of nearly every application I see. The people who include it get approved in about 2 weeks. The people who leave it out get a rejection with no explanation and lose the 10,000 baht. Until then, keep your burn low, keep your helmet on, and remember that the ocean is not the thing standing between you and the life you want. It is the storage unit.